that video will still exist. It's just it'll be named episode 4.
It's fine. If people are watching this, they're watching it live.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was just saying we should live stream an awesome Christmas extravaganza with a bunch of music. But that also, I wanted to talk about, because we haven't had much chance, so we don't have time to talk about this really in our day-to-day, getting ready for a Christmas stream.
Yeah.
Our Christmas Eve day stream. And I was thinking we should just do a couple of Christmas carols live on the show, like just get out our instruments, sit at the instruments and do that, do an interview with Santa Claus.
Okay.
I'll just I'll just order a Santa Claus costume Santa Claus costume on Amazon and put a pillow under my shirt. Do an interview with Santa, and then do a kind of a scripted Christmas exchange where like we all have bad Christmas gifts for one another, like a Secret Santa. Because Tom was like, I could just have like homemade eggnog and just pour it into like a really like a crappy looking bottle and like scuff it up a little bit and like be like, yeah, that's just been sitting out in the sun for a couple days. I don't know if I would actually drink that. Yeah. I was thinking like you find a doll, like a little like knit doll sweater and be like, sorry, I bought you a Christmas sweater, but I think I shrank it in the wash. And like just someone could have like a brick and be like, I figured I'd just skip the fruitcake.
Yeah, we could make each other ugly Christmas sweaters.
Yeah, we I like that idea.
If there's anyone watching that knows how to make sweaters and can like teach us,
or we could have a pin the ugly on the Christmas sweater game, where we just get a sweater and then we cut out ugly things to put on the sweater, and we blindfold and like have to stick the ugly things on the sweater, so we have our own custom ugly sweater, and then we can give it away at the end of the show.
That's a great idea.
Yeah,
Pin the ugly on the sweater.
I like it.
So yeah, that, and then we just need to find some time to do a little, and I can actually do this because we'll be closed for Christmas. So I'll cut together a little retrospective of some of the stuff we've done over the last year, like going up in the plane and
cool.
Like
the plane, boss, the plane.
The videos that we did with community living, and just cut together some some highlights of our last year.
We did do a lot of cool shit this year.
Yeah, really cool shit. Like, and some like
cooler than I normally do. That's for sure.
Well, I think people will see some of the videos that maybe they didn't see normally, and they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't know they did all this."
Yeah,
like some of the videos that underperformed that we were like, "Oh man, that was a good video, but no one saw it." We can kind of cut all that stuff together, and when people see it all in one, I think it'll be
and compilation video
noon on
cool
Christmas, on New Year's Eve. Like no one's gonna be doing anything that day until like they're gonna be sitting at home getting ready for their guests,
except for our viewers in China who are going to be actually experiencing New Year's.
Oh yeah, well we should make sure to learn how to say Merry New Year's, Happy New Year's in
Merry New Year's, everyone.
Mandarin.
Merry New Year's.
Mandarin. Merry New Year's.
I hope you enjoy our Dutch tilt angle that we got going on today.
Yeah, it works because we're on an angled couch.
I agree. I was going to say the first thing I thought when I saw it was it's very That 70s Show.
It is. If it started rotating around, it would be.
If we were cast members of That 70s Show, who do you think we would all be? You'd be Kelso for sure.
You look like Hyde.
Yeah.
You look like Hyde. Yeah.
So that leaves Fez.
Yeah.
Are you Fez?
I don't know.
Does that just leave Fez as Foreman?
Because I was going to say,
Foreman.
yeah.
You're definitely, you'd be more of a foreman.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I always thought I would...
Collectively, the two of you are Hyde.
Yeah. I was going to say, I thought I was Hyde, because am I not the bad influence?
Yeah, you're probably more Hyde personality. If we were to swap my hairdo with you, you'd be Hyde.
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually get the male bimbo.
Looks-wise, I guess I'm probably Donna.
Except in Friends, I don't get Joey. When people are doing like the Who Are You from Friends, I always get Chandler.
I was gonna say I'd probably get Chandler too.
I think most of us are like a Chandler.
I'm pretty like
most of us are Chandler.
I'm right in
between. Phoebe over here.
Yeah. You just say I'm right between Chandler and Ross because I got that real nerdy side to me where I like over-explain things to people all the time in like a really excited way.
Who are you in the Saw trilogy? Wait, that's more than a trilogy.
I'm the Saw guy. I'm the guy.
Yeah, the guy who kills everyone.
Jigsaw, yeah, for sure.
I feel like who's the I've never seen any of them, but who's the person who dies soonest?
The I don't know. It's the guy. That's the thing is that like the characters don't have like names. It's just like the guy in the first part of Saw. Yeah.
I think I want to be the guy who, like, someone cuts their foot off, right?
Yeah, that's the first guy.
Yeah, I'd be that guy.
Yeah.
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 You cut your foot off?
Well, he's the one who, like, is still alive.
He
at
gets
the end
a-
of the movie, even though he
So
dies.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty
I'm
sure
sure
everyone dies
He lives
eventually.
through the movie,
The
and then
first
he doesn't
movie.
get killed until the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather live a little bit longer, I think. Actually, if I was in a Saw movie, would I rather live longer or get it over with quicker?
Yeah, no, I changed my mind. I wouldn't be Jigsaw. I'd be that chick that you don't realize until like the 5th movie is like Jigsaw's apprentice.
Ooh.
It's a pretty wild movie. I'm not gonna lie. The first like 4 or 5 Saw movies are really good. Like I don't even like horror movies, but like I
They're
went
well
through
written,
them.
yeah. Do you know what a horror movie I hate though was Hostel?
Yeah,
Me too.
I just don't like those. I mean, I don't like the term gore porn either. But I just
It is.
It
It's
is
true.
gore porn.
It's
though,
true.
and I don't. I just it
There was-
That's
do
the
it for
only
me.
time I've ever walked out of a movie theater because it was just like I just didn't like it. It was
Yeah.
like, ugh, give me
I did that as a kid with Harry Potter. I
Yeah?
walked out, and I also walked. I didn't walk out of the movie theater, but I turned off the movie Touristas for that same
I
reason.
don't know that one.
I don't think I've heard. Oh, maybe
It was really cool because you watch like 25-30 minutes of this like awesome scenery, and then it just turns into gore porn,
Oh.
and it's just like, oh, I see what this is. I'm pretty sure it's Touristas. I just remember being like so excited for the first 20 minutes and then being like, this is so cool. And I guess
I was that
Hostel's
way
the
with
same.
Brokeback Mountain too. I loved it at the beginning. I was like, it's getting a little
You
weird.
can really relate to this.
Yeah.
I was talking last night, and I was like, I'm Heath Ledger from Brokeback Mountain, because I was talking like, and Candace was like, you've never even seen that movie. I'm like, no, but I've heard him talk. And that's what he talks. She's like, you're not doing a good impression. I'm like, well, that's debatable.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's
I
subjective.
got the feel of it.
Yeah. I'm just not enunciating.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know about that character is that he just talks like
Yeah.
Yeah,
can't really tell what he's saying.
agreed.
They're in the mountains, Brokeback Mountain. I heard a clip from that movie the other day, and I didn't realize. I was supposed to listen to a screenwriting podcast. I didn't realize, but during like the big dramatic moment in that movie, they actually say the name of the movie.
Do they?
Yeah, it's incredibly cringeworthy.
Oh, I love when they do that. That's always my favorite part of like a TV show is like the one
That's the
episode
name
when they
of the
like
movie.
drop the name. Like yeah, that's always the best.
Like on that show House, where like they always say the fucking name of that show all the time. Just completely, like all the time, saying that like we get it, you fucking cheese.
It's the guy's name,
Yeah,
right?
it's a dumb thing.
Okay, I was just. All right.
So yeah, for this week's show, who's our musical guest this week?
On live?
Yeah.
Jesse Parent.
Could we somehow incorporate him into if we do an interview with Trista, and then could we bring him into, like, would she be game to do like multiple tarot card readings?
Yeah, it doesn't take her too long.
Yeah, because it's like
If we just do like a 3-card read, it's pretty quick. Yeah. I already had mine done too. Why don't you and Jesse get yours done?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we do the whole crew? We
Okay.
could cycle through. That would be kind of interesting.
All right.
When she did mine, she said I was going to experience failure for my present. She gives you 3 cards. There's like a past, present, and future. And my past was dope. My future was dope. My present was like the worst card in the deck. You're going to experience imminent failure. And I've been just walking on eggshells ever since.
Because you guys
Be prepared for it to change your life.
I doubt it.
Exactly. I'm with him.
And this is no comment on anyone's beliefs. I'm just a skeptic. I don't believe it. Like,
I agree.
That's just where I stand.
I
But
agree.
that's-
I've watched
that's
too much
totally up
Penn
to
and
the
Teller.
individual. Yeah.
I don't know that it's the same kind of thing
What?
as Penn and Teller. I think it's
No,
that's
they
kinda
they,
apples
they
to
have a
oranges.
they
show
on their
called
show-
Penn and Teller's Bullshit.
And
Yeah.
they think tarot cards are bullshit.
They explain it in very easily. It's leading talking is a very intricate art.
No.
And
That's the thing. Like I don't believe in psychics because it's another form of cold reading.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't believe any of it.
Cold
So
reading,
I have
that's
fine.
one of those.
But that's entirely up to the individual.
Agreed,
Like,
exactly.
It's
'Cause-
like if someone, because that's the thing. She may like I haven't spoken yet with Trista yet, but I think she probably doesn't claim that she personally has some sort of power to see the future.
She does. She's in tune. She's Native American,
Wow.
and she is very in tune with the spiritual realm. So yeah, she doesn't.
I'm interested to see. That's for sure.
That's the thing. I won't. I absolutely will not poo-poo the.
That's
and
where I'm
thing,
at.
I used to be like a super skeptic of these types of things until I had a Reiki treatment. And in the Reiki treatment, like you're talking about it being fraudulent because of leading questions, whatever, I was literally laying on a table for a half hour, not speaking.
Yeah.
And and it seemed hokey, and she was like holding her hands over my different energy chakras, and she was communicating with me. So she had binaural beats and stuff going in the background, and she was going, whoa, interesting, whoa, weird. And she goes, okay, now she's holding over my face, and she goes, okay, now draw an infinity sign. And then we're silent for a minute. I'm like, couldn't remember what an infinity sign looked like. So I'm just sitting there quietly. And then she's like, oh, it's just like a figure eight. I was like, okay. So I start drawing this figure eight. And then she's like, no, turn it on its side. Meanwhile, I haven't spoken. I'm like, shit, it's getting kind of spooky. So I turn it on its side, start drawing this figure eight. And it started going faster and faster and faster and bigger, and then it would just dissipate. And she was like, whoa, slow down. Yeah. And I'm just sitting there quietly. I'm not even moving. And at the end of that half-hour reading, she was like, she told me stuff that was so specific to conflicts that has happened in my life, where I was like, there's no way this is bullshit. Like, she doesn't know any of this. Like, yeah. So that just changed my opinion.
My question to that is, she doesn't know it, but you know it.
Okay, so here it is. She goes, at this point I had this tattoo. Is it Ichthus? I did not know this woman. And she's like, okay, so I keep getting this recurring theme of Judaism being a source of conflict in your life. And she says, I know you're not Jewish. You got a Jesus tattoo right there. So I could be way out to left field, but that's the theme that I just kept getting. And I was like, holy shit. Like, that's when we had a lot of family stress, is when we joined this like Messianic Hebrew cult when I was a teenager, and then we sort of all just blew up from there. And then I was like, how could you know that?
Yeah, again, but you knew it, right?
Yeah, but why, like, out of everything, why would she
that's
choose
that's how leading questions work.
Yeah,
it's hard to explain.
But
like,
okay,
this is
that's the thing.
I forget. I think it's Joe Rogan that told me this. He said, or somebody, that guy that there's a guy, he offers $1 million for anyone that can actually scientifically prove psychic phenomena, and he's still never paid anyone out. So I believe it's him that said, like, the thing is
Randy.
Yeah, I think so.
James
but
Randy,
that's it. The thing that you're supposed to ask psychics is, tell me something I don't know.
Okay. Right?
They need to be able to tell you something that you don't know.
Then how would you know that if that was factual? Well,
because the example that James Randi uses all the time is, he says, when they communicate with your dead relatives, he says, when my mother passed away, she hid her will. Like, we couldn't find her will.
Yeah.
We knew she had one. We talked to the lawyer, it was drawn up. And we decided to go and talk to this psychic. It was a perfect opportunity to say, we want to talk to our mother. Okay, now she's here. Hey, Mom, where's your will?
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, no, she's not saying much about that. Like, so the moment it's like, and again,
I'm gonna say, I'm the opposite. I used to believe wholeheartedly in everything, and
I was just.
I've just watched too many things to be like, well, that's hard to.
Actually, it's disingenuous for me to say I was born a skeptic. I was raised religious, and I think through that, I've become a skeptic.
Exactly, I agree with that 100%.
Part of the faith, but that's, 100%. I mean, again,
this is coming.
If someone believes in this stuff, like, this is totally like, I don't want it to sound like I'm saying, I know you're wrong. Exactly. I just believe that that's the case.
And some of these things, they do tell you, like, you need to be open to it in order for it to have any, right? Like, you need, And
that's the thing, like, I don't think that me not believing in it means it doesn't have value.
No,
for a lot
exactly.
of people. I think when it comes to like mediums speaking to the dead and stuff like that, I think you're playing with a dangerous game there. If you're like saying, like, I'll help you connect with your dead loved ones, because James Randi has some interesting stories about, like, people being like selling their house because people keep going back to these mediums who tell them, like, oh yeah, like, your mother wants to talk to you. She really wants to like I think you should come back and work through it. Like, they're basically trying to be
It's the people that are yeah, I know what you.
So here's can I?
They're abusing it. They're people that aren't actually that may like whether this gift exists or not.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that either pretend to have that gift or have been convinced that they have that gift that aren't doing anyone any favors.
Yeah. Okay.
So, whereas I believe there's a possibility that anyone can have these. I also believe that there's a lot of like
totally. I think it's
carnival.
Totally. So here's another situation that I had like a first-hand experience with paranormal that was more recent, and it's not using somebody else as a medium. So when we were in Peru, we just happened to book this place called Hotel Bolivar, and it's super old building. And as soon as we go in, Casey, my wife's also very in tune with the spiritual realm. So as soon as we come in, she's like, "Whoa, there's a lot of people here," and I'm like spirits, and she's like, "Yeah, there's a lot of spirits here." So we go in, it looked like a place out of like American Horror Story or something. So we hear all these creaks and all these things, and I even felt it, and I'm not naturally really in tune with that. But then I was gonna look it up, and she's like, "No, don't look it up. It's just gonna freak us out. We're here for 3 more nights, whatever." The second she went to bed, I'm like, "Hotel Bolivar, is it haunted?" Yeah. And it was one of the top 5 most haunted hotels in all of the world. And That's then cool. It has all these different reviews from people. It's like like on not Yelp, but TripAdvisor, all the reviews are like, believe them when they say it's haunted. There's been multiple suicides here, multiple murders. So they actually shut down the 5th and 6th floor of this hotel. We were on the 4th floor. So as one of the reviews said, there's a bellhop that just walks the alleyways and actually talks to the people that stay there, and then he'll just vanish. Yeah. So there's been many reviews. So Casey was just joking. We walked past the stairway that's all blocked off to go on to the 5th floor, and Casey starts going, bellhop, and then there's this old out of service phone that was just by the elevator that just started ringing. Bring, bring. I'm like, oh my God, run. So I like grabbed her and we started running towards the elevator, took the elevator to the main lobby, was walking outside. The guy that was standing by the door, the phone rings and he answers the phone, hola, right? And then he's like, hola. And then he rolls his eyes, shakes his head, and hangs up the phone. And then so we're outside having our smokes, and then he's standing outside. He's like kind of the guard or whatever. Yeah. And Casey goes, so is this place haunted? Yeah. And he goes, see. Yeah. And then she goes, was that a ghost that was just on the phone? And he goes, see. And then Casey goes, you speak English? And he goes, see. And he goes, so does that happen frequently? Yeah. And he goes, yeah, all the time. And it was just cool. Holy shit. Like, but that, and I could feel it. Like, I got shivers up my spine when that happened. I was like, That's
cool. That's the thing. I don't think it's impossible. I just don't believe it. Like, that's the thing. I don't think it's impossible that it is the case. I just haven't had a convincing experience. Yeah. And even when I hear that, I was
going to say, I thought I saw a ghost once, and even then, it's like, there are so many other things I could chalk it up as. Like, we've been having a lot of, like, my mom's been sick for a while, and we think that there's some anomalous energies in our house. And I've been looking up a lot of these things, and there's these waves of magnetic frequencies that wrap around the Earth and in like a grid form. And where certain ones of these lines connect, they create like heavy Earth magnetic type energy. And this is one of the things that feng shui is built around. Is these specific earth energies. Yes. And so when I was reading into this, what a lot of the reports are saying is these resonant energies from the earth create many of the phenomena that people attribute to hauntings.
To paranormal, yeah. Oh, okay.
So that's just, like I said, it may not, I'm with Dylan, I'm willing to be proven.
And talking about feng shui, you're never supposed to have 2 mirrors opposite each other, and that was the whole design of this hotel, too. So I wonder if it has something to do with
or they're doing it on purpose. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I've had an experience with, and I'm not going to, like, throw somebody under the bus here, but I've had an experience with a business owner who openly admitted to me that he stages haunted things. Like he
really
will and like shares stories very like to the public like is very like upfront and tells stories about these experiences that they've had and believes that he's had these experiences, but also still stages them.
Because I've heard for years that the King's Pearl in Tiverton's haunted too. I wonder if that's just. I once something becomes a thing, I wonder if when people are more into, they're looking. Well, imagine
if people were telling you like if there was a bunch of like buzz around your business being haunted, wouldn't you want to like lean into it a little bit? Like,
and another thing that I was looking up with those energies is Bruce County is also in one of those major hotspots.
Huh. Because somebody would told me that Pick Studio where we were is built on an Indian burial ground.
Is that what you're talking about? The Bruce so there's a Bruce County triangle.
Well, I don't know if that's
not Bruce County, but
it may be the same phenomena, but yeah.
Because when I was researching for an event,
it's like Lake Huron,
telling ghost stories about our area. There is our own like.
They talk about it on Ancient Aliens.
Lake Huron Triangle that like where like lots of boats and stuff have gone missing in this area, and like not in this area but on Lake Huron.
There's a lot of magnetic phenomena with people's compasses going off. Honestly, you can walk around my yard with dowsing rods, and I can actually show you that line. The dowsing rods, you hold them straight out, and as you walk over this line that we've found of this energy, whether it's something buried under the ground that isn't properly grounded or whatever it is, it's not water, we know that. The rods turn into themselves, and they'll like press up against your hands like firmly.
Really?
It's crazy.
I would like to do a blind test on that. Just to see if we should do that.
Yeah.
Well, as a supplementary video, sometime in the coming weeks, we'll do me and Bob will go into the yard, and he won't tell me where it is and all. And
well, what's crazy is we actually have a meter, a magnetometer.
Yeah.
That we can walk through the yard, and I can physically detect it. So
awesome.
I'm assuming that a double blind would work. Yeah.
I think it probably would. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll try it.
Yeah,
I think because what's the point in being a skeptic if I can't put my money where my mouth is?
And that's why, because I'm so skeptical, that's how I got into reading about these earth energies, and like I'm like, oh, okay, if this is real, there's got to be a book about it, and there are books about it.
Why? I would love to understand why that's the case. Like what, like scientifically, is happening there?
I'm assuming it has to do with the same reason as how like our atmosphere holds itself together, and how we're stayed floating in space and rotating like everything else. There has to be some sort of field that's holding everything.
Well, they have discovered.
We're not. This is so bro.
I don't
science.
understand this. This is some dudes talking about some random shit. So.
What's it all about?
Yeah.
Have you seen that Ali G?
Ali G is so good. Yeah, like I'm actually really excited to sit down with Trista, because I really like Trista. I think she's a really nice person, and I'm excited to see what she does. Because I'm a skeptic who's never actually sat down with anyone who does this stuff, so I don't have any reason to be skeptical of what she does. So
that's it. Like I said, it's not that I'm skeptical of her in particular. I'm just skeptical of everything, and I have these rules of
it's a healthy way to be too. Like
and if someone tells me they can do something, of course I want to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's sort of where I stand on those things.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a fun show. Because I think, people, anyone who knows me knows where I stand on those things. So it's like, it's going to be interesting to sit down and have someone show me how it works. Right.
Yeah.
And because I'm sure she's not like, I'm knowing Trista, I'm sure she isn't just like, why would she, for fun, learn how to con people? I know that what she's doing is,
and she's genuine.
She's genuine about it. So whatever she's doing it genuinely. So I'd like to see how it works.
Yeah, for sure.
But so and then we have our musical guest this week, and it's just one guy this time, right?
It's just Jesse. That's all we need is that one guy. He's awesome.
So do we want to?
We just mean just as in like that's way easier to
not. All I know is that we don't have an extra person.
Right.
At the desk.
And
so
do you know if
try and sit at the desk for the musical performance this week?
I was about to ask.
I don't know.
Does his guitar plug in?
Yeah.
So then we should definitely be able to sit down.
Because I think it would be great
do
a seated performance.
I agree. We just put
so we don't have to.
Are we all going to be sitting there too?
No, we step out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we can join. We can just zoom it out a little bit.
We need
to join the shot.
We need to do more things to keep down the amount of time it takes for us to move. Like I hate having to
That's when we lose viewers.
That's the number one time that people tune out is when we say now stay tuned for our next part.
Right.
Yeah.
If we can,
except for when we have our commercial breaks,
it's even worse.
Yeah.
And I think
that's why I like the idea for the new desk read ones, because it looks like it's still part of the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think, and with this week's show, I think it should be smooth. We've got ads. Like, my mom was like, "Oh, I was killing myself laughing at that Gem Webb ad." Like,
cool.
She was saying, like, she's like, "You got to keep doing those."
Cool.
I'm like, yeah, that's our idea. Is we'll just keep doing like the Dylan interrupts Bob's ad read sort of bit until it gets old, and then we'll try something else. But yeah, like, she really liked that. So cool. I think, and the fact that I didn't ask her about it, she was just like, "Oh, you know what I really loved about this week's show," and she brought up an ad.
Yeah.
So I think we were on the right track there.
Yeah, and I agree. Like I said, like I think it's better when we have the ads, but the problem isn't that we have the ads, it's the fact that there's like a minute and a half of blank space.
Yeah.
So what we should do this week is when we get there, you just focus on the guest and making sure that the guest is ready to go for noon, that they're situated and everything, and that we're actually at the desk. And then you set up the camera and the lights, and then facilitate audio for Tom while I'm setting up everything on the computer.
Okay.
Then that way nothing gets touched. We leave. Well, like once the lights are set up, we just leave them like that for the whole show. Then when when are our breaks again?
We like the commercial breaks.
Yeah. I'll write something down.
So we have one off the top. No, wait, that's not true. We have the ad, like our sponsor read off the top, like this show's brought to you by so-and-so. And then we have the interview, then we have an ad break.
Okay.
So that's our first ad break. Like our first actual ad break.
So that between the interview and the game?
Yeah, interview and game, and then in between the game and the musical guest.
And then the musical guest.
And then we have one after the musical guest.
I was going to say, why don't we cut that one?
For this week?
Well, just in general?
Because, I mean, I know what you mean, yeah. Like, we're sitting at the desk, so we just cut that ad break and we come in and sit down and do the interview.
Yeah.
And then we can stay there with our instruments and we do the outro? Or, no. We'd step out again, come back with our instruments and do the outro. Exactly.
Because we do the last ad run after the interview. Because sometimes we're not even going to have an interview with the artist.
Mm-hmm. Do it like Studio Q. That's the best example.
Before John Gameshi was a rapist.
Or do it like Studio Q and assault our guests. Do it like Studio Q and have them like be like, okay, thank you for this lovely insights. Now we're gonna hear one of your songs, and then we can just step out of frame.
Yeah.
And they can do it.
They do their song or two, and then once they're done, then we cut to the ads, and then after the ads, we just come back for that bonus outro where you guys have the instruments with them and you guys are just riffing and you thank the sponsors and you do all of that other stuff.
Also, if we could have
or we just don't.
If we could extend the USB, then we could do then we could literally do it the way they do Studio Q, where we have a webcam on our guest sitting there. Like, we can have it a little wider shot, but essentially like a tight version of this shot that we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
Of them while we're talking to them, so they're not sitting in frame with us, but we have them set up at their own place where they can perform.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
So we have a separate camera for the music.
For the musical guest. That way we don't ever have to move the camera at all. And we don't have to. Then they don't have to sit at the desk unless they.
The only problem then is we only have so many lights.
Yeah.
The nice part about having them at the desk.
Sorry, I always forget about that until we're actually there on Sunday. And we can't.
We do need to get more. We should just get more lights.
Yeah,
we should. But
the moment we have,
I was gonna say we don't need more lights till we have the more switch, because once the lights will be more important. Once we have the switcher.
Okay. Because right now we could do a 3-camera shoot on the desk, lighted the same way we are now, and it would be like the show would go up in value insanely, and we could just have the guest always sit at the desk.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then once we get a second, exactly. And then
if we had more lights and more camera.
Yeah. Then we can even set up like the couch area. We could do like use the couch area as the performance area. No. So we set up the performer there with the third camera in the switcher, and then we rock the main part of the show as a 2-camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we rock the third camera for that.
Yeah, that's
that
dope.
performance area.
All right. Now you guys need to get packing up for your gig tonight. So let's do our regular outro.
6 o'clock. Holy cow!
Yeah, I know. It flew by tonight. So let's do our regular outro. We're gonna tweet at somebody here. Bob, do you have a screen share set up there, or do we want to just do it
let's try that out. All right.
From the...
I don't have it set up, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Yeah, might as well. since I managed to actually end the show in a timely manner.
Yeah, look at us. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Let me go window capture, create window capture.
And also, it's worth noting that if you enjoy the behind-the-scenes look at how we plan our show every week, just keep tuning into Sectional Intercourse. And, of course, if you're enjoying us talking about the show and you want to see the show that we're talking about, tune in on Sunday at noon to Cahoots Live over on Cahoots Entertainment on Twitch, Cahoots Entertainment on Facebook, and Cahoots on YouTube.
Cahoots.
We're on all 3 platforms live on Sunday at noon. What's our time zone?
Eastern.
This isn't getting saved and no one's watching right now, so I don't know why I'm bothering.
Yeah, it's getting saved.
It is?
It'll be on YouTube.
Oh, okay, good. Oh, right, on YouTube, yeah. So if you're watching on YouTube, and people do actually, I found out that a couple of people that I know watch this afterwards on YouTube.
Hey, thanks. Thanks, everyone that watches this afterwards.
Someone was watching on Twitch there, too, just a minute ago, because when I popped on, there's a couple people in this.
Sweet.
So they go popping in and out.
Let's do... Oh, shit. You didn't save the
Twitch the Twitter password?
I have an old one that I did when I was 12. Not 12, but like 18. Don't worry, this isn't on the screen. Everyone, they're just seeing a Habs logo right now. So, do you know our bit that we do at the end of every episode?
No.
Okay, so we pick somebody on Twitter and we go around like the story game where everybody says one word.
Yeah.
And we do that until we write a tweet.
Okay. Should we pick one of our followers? Just a random person?
We usually pick something that's trending or...
Yeah, we could do, do we want to... If we go local, we have to keep it more PG.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that we ever say anything rude, but
No.
it just seems aggressive every time we tweet.
I know.
Because it's hard not to seem aggressive when
It's
we're...
true. When you're just barking shit at someone.
Barking things.
Yeah.
At random internet strangers.
What was it? I feel last week I was worried that we were gonna start shit.
It was because it sounded like we were trying to communicate that we were that someone we knew went missing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We were tweeting
By
at Tim
accident.
Hortons. Yeah.
We kind of tweeted at Tim Hortons, and it like we didn't tweet at them by accident. That was entirely intentional. But,
Yeah.
And we also kind of broke our format a little bit last week because we realized that we were kind of going in a direction that might get people a little bit concerned.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to make a little bit of an edit. No, maybe we shouldn't say that. How do you spell that?
That's what I had to look up.
Holy.
Yeah, it was...
Hit save on LastPass when you do that. Also, go Habs go. For anyone watching.
Yeah, you hate.
Did not match.
Did not match. Well, then don't save that on.
Sorry, Bill Bond.
Let's just do it from my phone.
Okay. Well, we're doing it from his phone. Fuck it.
We'll show you before we send it, I'm sure. Okay, so who's Barack Obama's and my who to follow?
Wrong one. There we go.
Do you want to tweet it, Barack
Barry
Obama?
Barry Obi. I guess. Sure.
Or Grand Tour. New season of Grand Tour is coming. Well, let's tweet at Amazon.
No, can we please tweet at Jeremy Clarkson?
Yeah, sure.
Who's Jeremy Clarkson?
The host of
one of the hosts of Grand Tour / Did you ever watch Top Gear, the British?
Oh
version?
yeah, I watched Top Gear. Yeah.
Yeah, they have Grand Tour now. It's the same show, but on Amazon, and they don't have it.
Way more going on forever. Like, isn't there like 15 seasons of that or something?
Yeah, and it was on before that too. But they back in the 70s or 80s.
They just kind of made it what it is. Like, there's even like an American version of Top Gear and like other versions of Top Gear, but like the British version, those guys were so popular.
Then, I have to finish this.
Who else was on that? Jeremy Clarkson. There's 2 other guys.
Oh my God. Richard
James
Hammond
May and Richard Hammond. Yeah.
Nice.
I never took you as a Top Gear guy.
I hate cars, but I love that show.
Yeah, their comedy is just. I
just really like that's the thing. I like the dynamic of the show, and the cinematography.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I hate to say it, but Amazon, whoever they're working with now, I don't know if it's the same guy because it doesn't seem like it's up to snuff. At least the editing doesn't seem like it's up.
Their old bits used to be so fun.
Yeah, I do like what they're developing, and they're not bringing back the American for the second season. They're doing a bunch of stuff differently. Yeah. Like, so I think they know what didn't work in the last season. They know what did, and what worked was the same stuff they were doing before, and being funny and poking fun at that. So let's tweet at Jeremy.
My favorite thing was their adventures. Was when they'd be like, you have $5,000 to spend to build a car that can go across, across this country. It's like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so Jeremy Clarkson, who wants to start? Pat, you're the guest. You start us off. One word.
Listen.
I like
Top Gear.
Top.
Oh, sorry.
Gear.
Just
as
much
as
the
next
guy.
But
when
will
boobs
finally
appear?
Question mark. Sorry, I didn't mean to editorialize there, but that's definitely the end of that sentence.
Yeah. How many more do we have to tweet?
Well, they made them longer. We'll know when it's over. You let's do one more quick sentence.
We hit the hashtags.
Okay, so please
don't
change.
Wink face.
I'm doing it with not actually going to use an emoji. I'm just going to do the wink face, like the classic wink face.
Yeah.
Unless.
Wait.
So please don't change wink face unless.
Oh. James
has
boobs. Period.
Yeah. Yes. Hashtag equality.
Equality.
You got a hashtag? Let's each
do one hashtag. And since there's no spaces, it can be more than one word.
Okay. Hashtag Brosier.
Brosier.
I like
that. Hashtag. Amazon Prime. And we're done.
I like how we called it Top Gear too. All right, read it back for everyone.
Okay, so our most recent tweet at Jeremy Clarkson. Listen, I like Top Gear just as much as the next guy, but when will boobs finally appear? Please don't change wink face unless James has boobs. Hashtag equality. Hashtag Brosier. Hashtag Amazon Prime. Which, by the way, gotta say, I'm digging what Amazon's doing. The 3 of their shows that I've watched, I've enjoyed much more than anything I've watched on Netflix in the last year. So, Netflix,
really?
Up your game.
I like Netflix.
I like Netflix too. I just think that Amazon's doing even better with their original.
Better than Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Damn.
I like American Gods a lot, and I really like the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's one of my new favorite shows.
So maybe I should.
Grand Tour beats all of those because it's just charming as fuck. Like I watch that. Like when I put that show on, it makes me feel like I've come home.
Yeah, I mean I get that, but like, some good.
Stranger Things is great, but I started watching the second season. I was like, yeah, this doesn't feel like. I don't feel like I'm watching something that's groundbreaking in any way.
No,
when I watch Grand Tour, I'm like, this isn't groundbreaking for sure.
I was gonna say it's not even as good as their old show.
But it's like I will always be happy watching them do what they do.
Yeah.
Like, and there's like it's
cool. No, yeah, I get that. I find it hard to say
that. Isn't quite like it's not groundbreaking and it's not old hat. Like I don't feel like I'm coming home to something I really love.
Oh, I don't know. See, to me, I am because it's like nobody cares.
Factor, or?
No, because they're making movies. Like it's a TV show that's made as a movie.
I should be clear that I'm also arguing against something I absolutely.
No, I know. It's just like I think it's awesome because it is recapturing something that's long been lost.
Yeah,
which is just the sake of making something fun for the sake of making something fun without it like being overthought of.
That's the thing. When it comes to like
they don't take themselves too seriously.
You're absolutely right. And when it comes to like comparing those two, you're comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah, no,
they're both
sure.
Like at least not in terms of volume, because when it comes to volume of original content, obviously Netflix has the edge right now. But I think Amazon Prime throws so much money at shit. They've got the Lord of the Rings stuff coming now.
That'll be interesting. I have
American Gods was like the best novel adaptation I think I've ever seen.
Cool. So I'll have to dig into that because I have Amazon Prime and I've only watched the Grand Tour. Nothing else looks like I'd get into it.
Is fantastic. It's about a woman who decides to become a stand-up comic in the 50s.
Oh, cool.
And she runs into Lenny Bruce in the first episode. So and the guy who plays Lenny Bruce, not sold on the impression, but looked like bizarrely like Lenny Bruce.
Sweet.
When he's putting on the face at least. Anyways,
thanks for joining us.
We extended the end of the show there a little bit, but thank you for joining us. See you again next week.
Bye, friends.
Ugh.